These lieutenants showed the people, like, hey, we care about you. We're here to help you. They engaged that, like, 17 to 25-year-old populace. To the point, it's like, even though they weren't getting paid, the Marines, through sheer force of will, through sheer leadership, held that fragile alliance together.
And you said that this was just Lima Company executing this task organization.
Correct.
What was the rest of the other two rifle companies in 3-7?
The rest of the battalion was hesitant to let go of the third-generation warfare model of big, hardened positions where Marines are providing security.
In other words, a firm base such as Camp Gannon.
Correct.
In OIF 2.
Correct, yes.
And what about 1-6? How were they?
When 1-6 left, they had one augmentation team living at Aurora. It had I think it had 8 Marines living there, and it was an Iraqi police station, not a Marine firm base, and it was called Aurora, which is an Iraqi name. When 3-7 came in, 1-6's battalion commander, Colonel Journey, who's a motherfucking genius, said, hey, if I was here 7 more months, I would go distributed, decentralized ops. I would shatter my battalion into 13-man teams, and I would embed them into the police stations. Our battalion was still hesitant to let go because we'd been hit hard in Ramadi 1. We lost Marines. And that factors into how you make decisions. If you've been hit hard once, you're not going to take as big a risk. Captain Mines, who hadn't been on the first deployment, was like, I'm pushing. I see this as the way ahead. We're going to centralized ops, like Colonel Journey recommended. He took Roar's model, and then at the Lima Company, over the next 2 months, first 30 days of deployments, first 60 days of the deployment, we started re-task organizing our company in the deployment. We came over to Ramadi as 4 platoons, and we broke the rifle company apart, did like an NFL draft, made augmentation teams, and then put them out in the city. And we had, like, me and Captain Mines were roommates, and we had like a lot of late nights. We're like looking at each other like, hey, I hope we're doing the right thing. Like, I hope we're not sending these guys out to get killed, you know? Like, it was very, we didn't know if it was going to work, but we thought it was the right way to go, so we went with it.
So 7 times 13 is 91, and rifle company has 150 to 180. What were the other Marines?
The rest of the Marines, we had 2 mobile sections which supported us. We had a company, Sabotage, which was the company headquarters, was still a Marine firm base. It was actually a joint security station. We had an Iraqi Army company there as well. So out of all of our 7 stations, Sabotage was still the ugly American base. Had we been there another 7 months, we would have got rid of Sabotage. We'd have moved them to Camp Ramadi, and we would have tried to limit our presence in zone as Marines.
You make reference to the term ugly American. Did you read that book?
Captain Mines had all the lieutenants read The Ugly American, and it is a book on like U.S. policy gone awry in Southeast Asia. That type of mentality, this book's written like 50 years ago. It's brilliant. All of those themes still apply today. Like, don't be the ugly American. Be the. Me and Doug were joking about this earlier. Lima Company kind of, what we got an image is going native, because our guys were very into the culture. Lieutenant Mahika didn't eat Marine Corps chow. He only ate Iraqi food. All of our guys learned to speak. We called it pig Arabic, but they're speaking conversational Arabic to the point, if you called a Marine in here right now, we could probably have a 2 to 3 line conversation in Arabic. That's the focus that we put on the culture and stuff like this. Now, when I say go native, I'm talking about the cultural sense. On the discipline sense, not at all. Our guys still shaved. Our guys still cleaned their weapons. They did all that stuff, which I think is an important piece. When we shattered the rifle company, we had a lot of gaps in discipline and cleaning weapons and stuff like this. And the people that filled those gaps were Gunny and Sergeant Mejia and that this senior NCOs squash the shit, because when you go to a 13-man augmentation team, you take away the platoon sergeant, and you've got the lieutenant and you've got a squad. Well, the lieutenant and the squad leader, they're all about ops. They're outward focused, but somebody needs to be inward focused on the Marines. In this counterinsurgency fight, you're focused out. You have to be focused outboard. You can't be focused on the Marines. The Marine Corps knows this, and so they've got it set up where you've got a company commander and a first sergeant. The first sergeant's focused internal. The gunny's focused internal. In the counterinsurgency fight, we fuck this up because we have an augmentation team where we've got nobody focused internal because everybody's focused outward. So we had some growing pains where when we ripped with 2-8, we told them, like, hey, out of your augmentation team, you need one NCO who's focused internal.
So you mentioned Sergeant Mejia, who's made 4 tours with Lima 37. Can you say more about why he was effective helping to maintain internal discipline in the company?
Sergeant Mejia for Lima Company, this deployment was a mini gunner. He acted as a battalion gunner for our rifle company, meaning he was inwardly focused. He did all of the escalation of force procedures, all of the BZOs. He kept our guys BZO'd. Sergeant Mejia saved lives this deployment by keeping the Marines disciplined, by keeping the standards. Escalation of force is huge because we call the Marines the critical vulnerability in this fight. It's not that if an enemy kills a Marine, that's not going to lose the fight. It's a tragedy. We lost a Marine, but we're still winning the war. If a Marine kills an innocent civilian, the secondary and third order effects of that, the ripple effect fucks us with the populace. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
So escalation of force is huge. The Marines are on post. They're having vehicles come at them, and we tell them, like, hey, if you feel threatened, shoot. Well, that's a fucked up. You're putting that Marine in an impossible situation. We talked about this yesterday, Doug, with the ambulance situation. We had an escalation of force incident in Ramadi 1 where we shot an ambulance. It's an impossible situation. You can't win. What we do is we try to limit that and take the Marine out of that impossible situation. The way we did that in Lima Company is we had Sergeant Mejia go around, and he's looking at, can we take this post away and put an Iraqi on post? Then it's the Iraqi on post. He's the one either shooting or not shooting. So let's say he shoots and kills somebody. It's an Iraqi doing it, not a Marine. Therefore, we can still keep the will of the populace. Also, the Iraqi won't shoot. He'll send another Iraqi to figure it out. He'll yell off the post, hey, go check that out. Whereas a Marine, we're not Arabic, we're not part of the people. If we were fighting Canada, we could probably do that. In Iraq, we couldn't do that.
What was the opinion of the other Marines of Sergeant Mejia?
Sergeant Mejia in the Lima Company on this deployment is, he's pretty much like a demigod, if you will. Like, he's been on all 4 deployments. He is a trusted advisor to, Sergeant Mejia is the senior enlisted advisor in Lima Company. And this is not a ranked deal. He's been on 4 deployments. He's got more operational experience than anybody in the Marine Corps, besides like gunners and stuff who were in Beirut and Lebanon. So he's done 4 deployments to Ramadi, or to Iraq. He's seen Desert Mech. He's seen urban patrolling in Al-Qaim. He's seen very kinetic IED stuff in Ramadi, and then he's seen the coin fight in Ramadi the second time. So his breadth of experience is phenomenal. And what a lot of times units will fall victim to their experience. And 3-7 kind of did this. We trained wholeheartedly to go back in and fight the kinetic fight, which is what you need to do. You need to be good at those basic skills. But that limited us in how much we could train for the non-kinetic fight. So what Sergeant Mejia brings to the fight is he's seen so much stuff. He can kind of be that guy that tells you, hey, don't get tunnel vision, pull back and get that perspective. He's phenomenal. I mean, Sergeant Mejia has sacrificed more than any Marine I've ever known about like personal time and stuff like this. And the guy has literally